In the realm of user experience design, a fundamental principle reigns supreme: the law of uniform connectedness. This principle is not just a guideline but a cornerstone that shapes the very foundation of how we perceive and interact with digital environments. This law, rooted in Gestalt psychology, posits that elements that are visually connected are perceived as more related than elements that are not. It's a concept that taps into the innate human tendency to seek patterns and make sense of the world around us. This principle, though seemingly simple, holds profound implications for how we design digital interfaces that are both aesthetically pleasing and intuitively navigable. When applied correctly, it can transform a chaotic interface into a harmonious and user-friendly experience. Imagine a website cluttered with buttons, text, and images, all vying for the user's attention. The lack of organization can make it difficult for users to find what they are looking for, leading to frustration and a poor user experience. Without a clear visual hierarchy and thoughtful application of the law of uniform connectedness, users are left feeling overwhelmed and disoriented. The absence of visual cues that guide the user's eye can result in a disjointed and confusing interaction. They struggle to understand the relationships between different elements, leading to frustration and ultimately a negative user experience. This can cause users to abandon the site altogether, seeking out more user-friendly alternatives. The law of uniform connectedness provides a framework for designers to combat this chaos. By leveraging this principle, designers can create interfaces that are not only visually appealing, but also functionally effective. By strategically grouping related elements and visually separating unrelated ones, we can create a sense of order and clarity. This method helps users to quickly and easily identify the information they need, enhancing their overall experience. This allows users to effortlessly navigate through the interface, understand the relationships between different pieces of information, and ultimately achieve their goals with ease and satisfaction. A well-organized interface can significantly reduce the cognitive load on users, making their interaction more pleasant and efficient. In the following sections, we will delve deeper into the various facets of the law of uniform connectedness, exploring its practical applications and illustrating its significance through real-world examples. We will examine case studies and dissect successful designs to understand how this principle can be effectively implemented. By understanding and harnessing this powerful principle, designers can elevate their craft and create digital experiences that are not only visually appealing, but also profoundly intuitive and user-friendly. The law of uniform connectedness is more than just a design tool. It's a bridge that connects users to the digital world in a meaningful and impactful way. One of the most fundamental ways to leverage the law of uniform connectedness is through the principle of proximity. Simply put, elements that are placed close together are perceived as being more related than elements that are spaced further apart. This intuitive understanding stems from our natural tendency to group objects based on their physical closeness in the real world. Consider a field of wildflowers. We naturally perceive clusters of flowers that are close together as belonging to the same group, distinct from other clusters scattered across the field. This same principle applies to the digital realm. By strategically grouping related elements in close proximity, designers can create a clear visual hierarchy that guides the user's eye and facilitates understanding. For instance, in a website navigation menu, grouping related menu items together with minimal spacing between them visually communicates their association. Conversely, increasing the spacing between unrelated menu items signals a separation and helps users quickly differentiate between distinct categories. This simple yet powerful technique enhances scannability, reduces cognitive load, and empowers users to navigate the website with ease. However, it is crucial to strike a balance. Excessive proximity can lead to visual clutter, making it difficult for users to distinguish individual elements. Designers must carefully consider the spacing between elements, ensuring adequate breathing room while maintaining a clear sense of grouping and hierarchy. By thoughtfully applying the principle of proximity, we can create interfaces that are both visually appealing and effortlessly navigable. Let's delve deeper into some practical examples. On well-designed websites, you'll often notice that related content, such as articles, images, and links, are grouped together. This not only makes the site look organized, but also helps users find what they are looking for without unnecessary effort. The principle of proximity is equally important in mobile app design. Given the limited screen space, grouping related elements together can significantly enhance user experience by making navigation intuitive and straightforward. In e-commerce websites, for instance, product listings are often grouped by categories. This helps users quickly scan through products and find items that interest them, thereby improving the overall shopping experience. Data visualization dashboards also benefit from the proximity principle. Grouping related data points together allows users to easily compare and analyze information, leading to more informed decision-making. Educational websites often use proximity to group resources like articles, videos, and quizzes. This helps learners to follow a structured path and access related materials without getting lost. The principle of proximity isn't limited to digital interfaces. Print design, such as magazines and brochures, also utilizes this principle to create visually appealing and easy-to-read layouts. Historically, even ancient manuscripts and early printed books used proximity to group related text and illustrations, making them easier to read and understand. Looking ahead, the principle of proximity will continue to evolve with advancements in technology. AI and machine learning can further enhance how we apply proximity in design, making interfaces even more intuitive and user-friendly. In summary, the principle of proximity is a powerful tool in the designer's toolkit. By thoughtfully grouping related elements, we can create interfaces that are not only visually appealing, but also highly functional and user-friendly. As we continue to explore and innovate in the field of design, the principle of proximity will remain a cornerstone, guiding us in creating more effective and engaging user experiences. Beyond proximity, the law of uniform connectedness also encompasses the principle of similarity. This principle is fundamental in design, as it helps create a cohesive and intuitive user experience. Elements that share similar visual characteristics, such as color, shape, size, or orientation, are perceived as being more related than elements that differ in these aspects. This perception of relatedness is crucial in guiding users through a design, making it easier for them to understand and interact with the interface. This principle plays a crucial role in establishing visual consistency and reinforcing relationships within a design. When users encounter a consistent visual language, they can quickly learn and predict how to interact with the interface, leading to a more seamless and enjoyable experience. Imagine a mobile app that uses a consistent color palette for all interactive elements, such as buttons and links. This uniformity not only makes the app aesthetically pleasing, but also enhances usability by providing clear visual cues. This visual cue immediately signals to users which elements they can interact with, creating a sense of familiarity and predictability as they navigate through the app. Users can rely on these consistent cues to understand the app's functionality without needing to relearn the interface each time they use it. Conversely, using a random assortment of colors for interactive elements would create visual noise and make it challenging for users to identify and interact with the app's core functionalities. This inconsistency can lead to confusion and frustration, ultimately detracting from the user experience. Similarly, using a consistent font style for headings and body text helps establish a clear visual hierarchy and guides the user's eye through the content. This hierarchy is essential for effective communication, as it allows users to quickly scan and comprehend the information presented. This consistency in typography not only enhances readability, but also reinforces the relationship between different levels of information, making the content more digestible and engaging. By maintaining a uniform typographic style, designers can ensure that users can easily distinguish between headings, subheadings, and body text. However, it's important to note that similarity should not come at the expense of clarity. While consistent visual elements are beneficial, they must be used thoughtfully to avoid creating a monotonous or confusing experience. Overusing the same visual elements can lead to monotony and make it difficult for users to differentiate between important elements. To prevent this, designers should incorporate subtle variations that add interest and highlight key functionalities without overwhelming the user. Designers must strike a balance, using similarity to establish connections and visual hierarchy, while also incorporating enough variation to maintain interest and highlight key functionalities. This balance ensures that the design remains engaging and effective, providing users with a clear and intuitive experience. successful user interface designs often achieve this balance by carefully selecting which elements to keep consistent and which to vary. For instance, maintaining a consistent color scheme for interactive elements while varying the shapes or sizes can create a visually appealing and functional design. User feedback often highlights the importance of visual consistency in creating an intuitive interface. Users appreciate designs that are easy to navigate and understand, which is often achieved through the thoughtful application of the principles of similarity and uniform connectedness. Collaboration among designers is also key to achieving visual consistency. By working together and adhering to established design guidelines, teams can create cohesive and user-friendly interfaces that stand the test of time. In conclusion, the power of visual consistency cannot be overstated. It enhances usability, reinforces relationships within the design, and creates a more enjoyable user experience. By understanding and applying the principles of similarity and uniform connectedness, designers can craft interfaces that are both beautiful and functional. The principles of continuity and closure, also rooted in Gestalt psychology, further contribute to the law of uniform connectedness. Continuity refers to our tendency to perceive elements arranged in a line or curve as being more related than elements that are not. Closure, on the other hand, describes our brain's inclination to fill in missing information to complete a familiar shape or pattern. In UX design, continuity can be employed to guide the user's eye through a series of elements or content. For instance, using a subtle line to connect related elements in a timeline or a step-by-step guide can visually reinforce the sequential flow of information, making it easier for users to follow along. Closure, on the other hand, can be leveraged to create a sense of visual intrigue and encourage user interaction. For example, a website banner that intentionally cuts off an image at the edge of the screen can pique the user's curiosity and entice them to scroll further to reveal the complete picture. By understanding and strategically applying these principles, designers can create interfaces that are not only visually engaging, but also intuitively guide users through the intended path, leading to a more seamless and enjoyable experience.